Good morning. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Don't you just love technology? Let me put in some earbuds. And I tested. Hello, hello. No, don't you just love technology? I tested on my, can you hear me? I cannot hear you. I have no idea what you're saying. Okay, good morning, everybody. You know what? We love technology. So I have right at this moment, I believe we are live. So anyways, how is everybody doing today? My name is Barbara Ellison, and I am your personality pro. And because I love getting along with people. Like one of my favorite sayings is that we cannot do life on our own. So let's talk about getting along with everybody else. And especially these days, so many people are depressed, they're anxious, they are alone. I mean, parts of the world are coming out where I live. Hey, we're pretty much out in the open, and but we might be going back. And this has just got so many people scared. But for me, I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception, because I truly believe that we all want and deserve to live a life that is happy and healthy and financially free and abundant. Because we all want to have impact and influence, and to have to earn income. So hi, good morning, Barb. Here you are back again. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yay!
Yep. I said, let me take myself down, do some adjustments, come back.
Yeah. and just see, what? And that's the joy of modern technology. And you know what? Things happen. And I truly believe that so much of what happens to us is, 10% of what actually happens to us, but it's the other 90% of how do you handle it?
Yeah. And you know what? Because we go through so much of this technology, we're learning how to handle it better and better and better.
Yeah. And you just go on. You just go on. You just keep going. And that doesn't apply to just doing this show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just go on.
Yeah.
Whatever it is in your life, because you know what? As long as you are taking your next breath, you are able to go on. So can I share a quick little fun thing? Things happen to me in aha moments. I call them kind of like instant downloads kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a happiness girl. My mission is to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. So consequently, I am constantly listening to things to help people to hone my craft, to help people, little techniques that they can use, and listening to different programs. Well, one of the things that I'm listening to right now is psycho-cybernetics.
Oh.
Dan Kennedy has put together and there's different versions of it, because the original was created by a man named Dr. Maxwell Maltz.
Okay.
Back in the 1950s and 60s. He was a plastic surgeon. And he found so often that he could fix the outward scar, but then people were still not happy.
Mm.
And he realized it was like it's not just the outside physical scar that he was able to fix through plastic surgery. What were the inner scars that people had? So that's when he really started studying the self-image. How do we see ourselves?
Oh.
Not necessarily the outward. Like, I have to admit, I come on it right now today. I'm not liking my hair so much. You know, and I came on, and of course, the first thing I noticed was like, ooh, I don't like my hair.
Yes.
And yet, that does not impact me. That's not my self-image because in my self-image, hey, you know what? So what if my hair doesn't look quite right today? It's not something that bothers me, and yet so often we let those things because that's our self-image.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and we let it, you know what, just to add to that, Barbara, we let it kind of impact into everything else. It goes down that little downward spiral, I can call it, because you know, you're talking about your hair. I mean, I know one day, unlike you, one day I know I had to go on an interview, online, and it was on a TV show, and I felt like my hair wasn't right. I just kept, moving it and
you didn't feel quite right.
And it just didn't feel. I kept doing this, and I'm like, why does it look like? Why don't like this?
And why are we fixating on it?
Yeah, and I fixated on it for 20 minutes, Barbara. 20 minutes, and I was like, wow, I just wasted. I mean, I'm really honing in more on time now lately, and it's like, what am I doing? And it was okay. Oh, I looked fine.
Exactly. Things happen. Like this morning, I got up, and I was up and I was waking, doing my devotions and stuff like that. And I was thinking, oh, wow, I've still got this much time before our show. And then at 6:30, I got a little note. Don't forget your meeting at 7:00 in 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I'm like, I jumped up, and that first sense of panic that I'm not going to be ready for this meeting. And then it was like, Barbara, you know what? You've heard me talk many times on the stop, wait, and then listen. Mm-hmm. It is such a powerful process. But it starts with stop, Barbara, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. All right, breathe. Mm-hmm. Listen, you've got half an hour.
Like,
just wait for that moment of calm where you've taken your breath. And now listen to yourself. Okay, you've got half an hour. Yes, you are a pet parent, so you do have to let poor Daisy out. You do have to feed Tripod, and you do have to feed Daisy. Okay, but you don't have to make your bed. Go and so my hair is slightly funky today. Because I came right off this 7:00 meeting right to here. Mm-hmm. But it's like, and yet I know that before I learned some of those techniques, mm-hmm. I would have been in a frazzle for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And exactly what you just said. Mm-hmm. Would that time have been productive? No. Was your 20 minutes in front of your hair productive? No. And yet we can look back on it and go, why did I do that? And now once you start learning it, and the thing is of practicing it.
Yes.
So that's something that I do. So I was driving down from my girlfriend's, and it was on Sunday morning. It was like early in the morning, one of those beautiful mornings. And because it was so early, there was no traffic. And I was just tooling along. And it just seemed like every light for me was green. Listening to my psycho-cybernetics. Mm-hmm. And they came on talking about seniors. And how often seniors, when they retire from instead of retiring to. Oh, exactly. Because they were talking about that big complex out west, the Sun City.
Yeah.
They were talking about some of the specifics that people move in there and they die within 6 months because they've retired, because they're not getting into the social side of it. They have what you talk about, your purpose, your passion, and your drive.
Yeah.
It's like
Wow.
they've retired from life and don't know how to go forward. So that was so now, you know, I like to research my craft and statistics. So now I've been looking it up. The problems of seniors after they retire is that they get into drug abuse, they get into alcohol, or they pass away. And I went, Barbara, you're a senior. I'm 71. You're a senior.
Every time you say that, Barbara, you know every time you say that, I just flip in my head. 71. I don't care how many times you say it, I'm like 40. Well, okay. Oh, before you do that, you're a senior and you're 71. So one thing you need to do for those seniors is you need to let them know and let me know where you get the U serum from, so I can start taking that. Thank you.
Yes.
So we need to talk about that behind closed doors. Give me your U serum.
We will.
That's a commercial break.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And it is absolutely amazing. Loving it. Anyway, so the instant download while I was driving and just enjoying life and just, oh, this is such a beautiful morning, and just in gratitude that, wow, you know, thank you, Lord, that all the lights are green, that just no traffic. It's just a beautiful morning. And he came, and it was a download that I am a senior. So a senior now is, I'm going to read it. Because I haven't totally embraced it yet, but I'm working on it. And this is going to end up being one of my goals, on my bucket list, is to do a TED Talk about this.
That's
and this good. And I've been looking for what subject would I want to do a TED Talk about. This is it. Okay. So I am a senior. I am a successful, energetic, no-nonsense, inspired, outrageous rebel seeking my next adventure.
Ooh, so every letter for seniors.
Every letter. So now I am going to look for other seniors who want to seek their next adventure. And that can be anything. Are they going to start a business? Are they going to, take a trip to China? What are they going to do? Are they going to volunteer? Because it doesn't have to be something that is, that you don't have to start a business, but you have to be active. And one of the things that we were talking about in my mastermind on Monday was my father and his friend, Mo, retired on the same day. Mo passed away 6 months later.
Wow.
My father lived to be 102. What was the difference?
He had a purpose. He was doing something, right?
The very first thing that my mother had him do when he retired was, honey, I want a fancy dancy laundry room. Oh, okay. So he built my mother a laundry room.
Okay.
Well, she said, oh, this is really great. So then she started lending him out to do odd jobs for other seniors.
Okay.
So because of that, and that is where what you talk about is so essential. Yes. Not only for when we are young and growing up and looking towards moving our life forward of purpose, passion, and drive. Yeah. I love that. I'm stealing it, by the way.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. But the thing is, as a senior, I am realizing how much more important it is to you are not retiring from, you are retiring, you are moving toward. Yes. You are retiring to your next adventure.
I love it.
So that's good. So that's it. So hey, I'm going to put, and one of the things that we talked about last week was doing shameless plugs. So if you're listening to this and you happen to know somebody that is in the TED Talk arena, this is going to be my TED Talk. I have this as a TED Talk.
And there's so many now that's, you can either, I know they're doing still some online or even in person, either or. So
and in person, and just when you have a subject that it's like, I'm a senior And so, and that was my thing. It's like, well, I'm a senior. And then it was an instant download while I was driving. Well, what does that mean that you're a senior? Why did I think that thought?
Wow.
Well, I am a successful, energetic, no nonsense, inspired, outrageous rebel.
That's what I wanted.
My next adventure.
I wanted you. I'm glad you read that over again because I love that. I'm going to have to. You talking about take that? I want that because I want to tell people that I love that. Yes, because everybody always thinks just because you, and that's just it's to me it's a myth because I see so many just like you, Barbara. You have proven over and over again to me that you can be, and I know this is probably out of the norm for me to say this, but a badass at the age of 70 and up and look like you're like 20. I mean, there's so many people. I'm going to tell you something. This show, people come to me and they said, I love the BB show. And you and that young lady that you do the show with. And I'm like, yeah, Barbara, she's my buddy, my friend. I love how we're doing the show together. And I'm just so glad she wrote me into it because I always tell them the story. And then they're like, well, are you happy now that you listen to Barbara? I said, yes, I am, because she's a badass. And they were like, yeah, because I see her over there. And she got a show there. And she's doing this and she's training. She's like, oh, my God. I said, do you know this young lady is 71 years old? And they looked at they looked at me and they're like, okay, I can't talk to you no more. I'm like, why not? I said, I got to get busy. I'm late. She's ahead of us.
Oh, thank you. But it's absolutely the truth. And I can always remember hearing myself saying, oh, age is a number. And yet I have to, and I'll be very transparent with you. When I was in my 40s, I didn't feel like age was a number because I felt like I was in my 80s.
Yeah, I remember you telling us that last week. And how
because of all the issues that I had with arthritis and being anemic and the allergies and the asthma and all of those things.
So you had asthma too, Barbara?
Oh, I had terrible asthma.
Oh, we need to talk because I got asthma and it's been terrible crazy now. Right now.
See, and my mom had asthma. Like I can remember as a kid, and I'm one of four. I'm number 3 of 4 girls, and I can remember standing and sitting on the floor in front of my mom's bed, and the 4 of us looking at each other going, and my mom just
I know.
Because she literally couldn't breathe. And back then they didn't have all the inhalers and I had a vent, I had what are they called now? The inhalers and all that kind of stuff. But and now, I have my days where I don't feel quite so. Hey, absolutely, because we all get tired. And sometimes it's mental. Barbara said this morning, I woke up in a bit of a panic. Barbara, stop. And that is one of the biggest things. Have a word that triggers it to stop. It doesn't have to be the word stop. It can be halt. It can be apples. It doesn't matter what the word itself is, but what it means is that take a breath.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Let's have a reality breath.
Yeah.
Okay, you're alive. You're breathing. Now let's go on.
I love that.
Let's take a life breath, a life moment. We are breathing. If you are listening to this, you are breathing.
Yes.
You're breathing. Be present. Take this moment right at this moment that you're listening to this. And for those of you that are out there right now, take this moment to stop. Whatever it is you're doing. If you're social media, if you're multitasking, if you're whatever you're doing, take a breath with us.
Yes.
There is community in our breath.
Yes.
You just took a universal breath with us. So we are present with each other. So important.
So important. I will really quickly, I wanted to get into something. It's funny because I was doing some things this morning because I was up really early. And then I kind of go into Clubhouse sometime to see what kind of rooms they have. Because I'm just going to tell everybody, when I go to Clubhouse, because I know everybody's doing everything and it's like the new shiny object of the century right now. But when I go there, I go in intentions of going in rooms that's going to, lift me up or collaborate with somebody or just something that I'm trying, whatever I'm learning, like social media or, just like we're talking about purpose, passion, drive that I do. I go right in those type of rooms. So this one room was called, Owning Yourself. And I was like, I said, I'm kind of curious. Sometimes those titles get you kind of like, oh, okay, what's this about? Because I'm always talking about, understanding you and, making sure you're doing what you feel like in your heart. So I went in the room and they were this one guy was on stage and I loved this. He was 34 years old and they gave him the stage. They said, okay, Mike, you can talk. And he's like, I have to say, he said, last week I made a really big decision in my life. He said, after being at a company, he said, I think it was like 15, 17 years, he said. He said, I went in the office and I looked at my manager and I basically told him, you know what, this is my last day. Yeah. He said, because I didn't have freedom in my life and this is not giving me freedom. Right. And he just basically, gave what he needed to do and left. And he said, I know some people might sit there and say, are you crazy? Do you have a backup plan? Do you have another job? You're 34 years old. You got a family. What you doing? You know how all that goes. All those things that people put on us. But he said that his job was just, and it wasn't like they were mean to him. He said, but he knew he was like that box and then putting the square and putting trying to put a round peg in a square hole. And he said he did that for 17 years. And he asked himself, am I going to continue to do this for another 17 years? Right. Or am I going to sit there and say, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to jump? Right. He said, so he had to really own himself. And his wife, he said his wife, he's like, are you crazy? What are you doing? You can't leave your job. We need this. Exactly. And, and everybody was just like, they was really happy for him that he took that step and took that courage to do that. So, I mean, and everybody is not going to be, I mean, everybody has their own situation. I get it. Exactly. But it was just nice to hear, especially when he said he felt free once he walked out that door. Right. And I'm like, wow. Exactly. And I said, how many of us are feeling like we're in this and then we don't feel free in our own life? Right. And that's a perfect example of moving to something rather than he wasn't leaving behind. He was moving to such a difference in mindset. And that is in that case, age is the number. I can see what I am moving to. As far as I'm concerned, I am barely into middle age. Barely into middle age at 71. I'm barely into middle age because our bodies are meant to last at least 120 years, if not. And now the new norm is they're saying that people will live to be 140 or 150 easily. Wow. With all the modern, and that's going to be starting like by 2035. Because of all the new things, like the new wellness things that I'm involved in now that are just absolutely, it's just rocking my world. And those all types of things are coming that they are realizing that, wow, you know what, our bodies really are. We just have to give it the right tools to do it with. To build our, like you said, and I got to talk to you about that too, what you're using. But yeah, that like you said, there's more things now that they're producing that's they're seeing that it, helps your youthness. I mean, to, keep up. Anti-aging. And anti-aging. It always reminds me, every time I think about that, Barbara, I think about the Bible days. I mean, they lived, all 900 years. 300 years and all that. Exactly. And they were still doing stuff and doing projects, as I call it, in the world. I think Noah was 120 when he started the ark. Well, I'm saying? And he was, well, I hate to put this here, but he was a drunk. But then he was to take care of his body, and he was still doing the ark.
Right, exactly. And you talk about people thinking he was crazy, but anyways.
Yeah, that's true. See, you know what? And let's just springboard off that real quick. See, you never know. See, people perceive, and I know people have their issues. I know I have. We all have stuff that are kind of, I call them issues in our life. But don't take that as face value and say, you know what, this person is probably whatever. I mean, there has been so many people that have their issues, but have succeeded in so many other areas to help other people and to move forward. So
Grandma Moses started painting at 88.
80, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wow.
Age is a number. Anyways, we have a guest.
Not yet.
Is it break time?
They're not here yet. But I'm checking the room.
But, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it is so important to get outside of yourself. And I think one of the things for me is just don't take yourself too seriously. You can have a serious job. Absolutely. But you know what? You are not going to get through life without making a mistake. So if you make a major mistake and it's your fault, fess up, take the heat, but then let it go. Because when you first make the mistake, yeah, you did it, you blew it, you did whatever it is that you're going to beat yourself up about, the fact that you did it. But now it's in the past. Mm-hmm. You and I, what we just said is now in the past. We cannot take it back. We can't change it. We can't do anything about it. So let go. So because the first time something happens to you, and there are some bad things that have happened to people in the world.
I know. And you got it. Yeah, you can't live in it. You can't
live in it because then that's your choosing.
You're choosing to do that. And I tell myself that all the time. I think the biggest thing, and then we're going to go to commercial, and we're going to bring up our guest because she is here in the virtual room. Just to end this part is to say, not only just, own it, face it, let it go, learn from it, but then when other people are trying to still bring it to your remembrance, because that happens, especially at the job. Yeah. And that happens a lot. That you're going to have to just say, you have to put that space in your mind and say, you know what, if they want to talk about it, that's on them. I have to keep moving forward. I owned it. I'm trying to fix it now. Let's move forward. So,
exactly.
So with that, we're going to go to commercial, and then we're going to bring our wonderful Susan, our guest, up. Here we go. Yay! It was 2, now it's 3.
Yay! Good morning, Susan.
Good morning. How are you, Barbara and Barbara?
We're the babies. and I have to thank Barbara Beckley for that, because she said, "Oh yeah, we're the bees," and I said, "I love that."
Yes, the bees.
We're the babies.
Babies.
Yeah.
I say it everywhere now. It's just like this comes out of my mouth. You're like, what show on Tuesdays, Barbara? I say, yeah, the babies. Me and Barbara.
Yeah. and one of the things, a friend of mine, he does marketing and stuff, and he says, you have to let some of your stuff just take on a life of its own, and people will call it what they want to call it. And we're the BB show.
Yeah.
We're the
BB show.
We're the BBs.
For sure.
So we welcome you, Susan. We're so happy that you're here and looking fabulous. So what and it's funny because me and Barbara didn't really introduce ourselves at the beginning, but we're gonna let you do that, and then we'll come, afterwards.
But okay,
tell what you do.
Yeah, so who am I? Who's this woman who popped up? So I'm Susan D. Robertis. I am the unparalleled genius problem solver when it comes to your business. So I am a business consultant and advisor, acting as your business coach and your interim CFO and your interim CEO if need be, because I have been there and done it all. So I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners, mainly women, because, hey, I'm a woman and I want to see women succeed and have what they truly desire in their life. So it's all about making money and attracting it and drawing it to you and having the right clients come in at the right time and really being grateful for it all. And you can have it all, indeed. So that's me.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to add one little caveat to that too, because Susan, one of the things that Susan and I first worked on when we worked together was that I'm single. And we were just talking about how to manifest, like, because you need relationships in your life. And she says, well, Barb, what do you want in a man?
Right.
Well, and she made me write it down. And it was something that I worked on for a long time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and so that was the first premise that Susan and I worked on. However, from that, what she talks about in business is knowing what do you want.
And right. Very true. Oh, thank you for that, Barbara. You are so right. You and I worked on that, and it was to be clear as to, like, okay, in that area, but it's really knowing what you want in all areas of your life. You have to be clear and then decide. Don't be wishy-washy. Decide. Yeah, I want that. That would make me happy, fulfilled, joyous. And then, once you fill your own cup, you're filling other people's cup. You're just out there doing, for others, because you know that you've taken care of yourself. It's so true.
It always reminds me of what they always say about the airplane. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first, and then you can help others along the way. And when you said that, that kind of reminds me of that. If you're not all the way full in doing what you need to do, then how are you going to do the extra for others that's coming out of your cup, as they say? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of women give up on having a guy in their life. They're like, oh, geez, been there, done that. I've had enough of that nonsense. But I'm and I've been there. I'm married, divorced, and just was not really thrilled with the prospects. But I'm in a 14-year relationship with a man now, and that both of us look at each other like, how did this happen? What? But here we are. We choose each other every day, and love each other dearly. So and this was someone who I already knew and just looked at, suddenly, I opened my eyes. Oh, he gives me everything I want and need, and he's tender, kind, loving, and I was looking over there, it's like over there. He's out there somewhere. Now you got to look at who is right in front of you, who always shows up for you, who's always popping up. It's that maybe it's that guy who really does have a sweet spot for you. So
wow.
Well, you never know until until you really pay attention. So life is fun.
You've given me hope, Susan, because right now I'm going through, and I'm always open to things going on in my life because I hope people learn from it. But right now I'm going through a divorce, 21 years in marriage, and I know people look at me like I'm crazy when I say once the pen is final, I'm like I'm having a divorce party. because I know this particular individual, it was not the one that was supposed to be, you know, basically, I mean, for the time, I always tell people, come in and out of your lives for different reasons. Right. So I have to say, for the time that was spent, I learned and grew and everything, but now it's time to move forward. But when you said that, you know, you have another relationship now, that gives me a little hope. And I know Barbara's looking for her man too. So it's like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah. In another, one of my other, you know, I am a business coach, but and at the same time, I had numerous businesses, and I was a certified divorce mediator, and I was a divorce coach for women going through divorce. And the name of my company was Venus in Transit. You know, so I was a divorce coach for women in really finding their footing on this new path, both emotionally and financially, and being able to make good decisions and choices for themselves in going through the divorce, because most women make crappy decisions in going through a divorce. They shortchange themselves just because they can't deal with it emotionally, and they're like, I just want out of there. I just want him out. Get me out of here, you know. So to really stay there, you know, with your hand not on the fire, but close enough where you're in the game for yourself. And I came in as the support, as the voice of reason, you know. So I had a big following and a big business doing that. It's much needed, even now. You know, I haven't focused on it in a while, you know, but I have more women coming in front of me who are going through a divorce now more than ever. I think after the pandemic, people are, you know, they're making choices. They're making,
you're right.
Yeah, and they want to move on with their life. And Venus in Transit is still alive and well. It's you know, once a divorce coach, always a divorce coach, and you know, so I'm here for you, whoever you are out there listening. You know, just reach out.
That's awesome that you have your expertise, you know, business wise, and like you said, you know, working with women in other areas. Because when you think about it, if they do have a business, they're going through something like that, that all kind of, you know,
it all impacts.
Impacts that. So that's
what's going on at home. You bring to your business, and what's in your business, you bring home into your relationships, and it's all tied.
Yes. Oh yeah, you bring you with you wherever you show up in your business. Of course, you want to keep that, you know, you want to keep that personal, you know, under wraps, whatever. That's you know, that's your choice. But you are the CEO of your business, and you know, you want to be clear-headed and free of all the, you know, emotional turmoil. But I have a lot of female clients, and 2 of them right now are going through a divorce. And I told them about my background. I shared with them, you know, what I have gone through, and also what I've been able to do for past clients who went through a divorce. So I said, you know, don't worry, I got you, you know. Yeah. I got you. You're not falling off the tree. You know, I'm here for you to be successful in your business, but I'm also here for you to have your head on straight and make great decisions for yourself, you know, and be there as an emotional support.
Yes. It's good that you have that connection, you know, that you can understand.
Yeah. For myself, I mean, I've done it all. I've been divorced, and then I was a widow. And so that's one of the things that I had to really, you know, do I really want to have another relationship? And so that's one of the things that, because I can't only have a relationship with my business, which is what Susan and I worked out, is to get business success. But you know what? Yeah, your business doesn't give you a hug at night.
Right. I know. So it's you want to have that. And even if it's not going to turn into, marriage or, a life partnership, you want to be out there and be open to dating. And, men want female company and attention and, affection, warmth, companionship, someone to dance with, go out to dinner with. They don't want to just hang out with the guys or their grandchildren all the time, or their neighbors, or in their networking groups. Sometimes you want to be with a woman and actually, go out on a date.
Yeah.
They want that too.
Even though sometimes they say, "Oh, I'm okay," and then sometimes us as women, we're women. We can just do everything alone. I hear a lot of women say that. In fact, I used to say that for a minute. And I'm like, okay, it's nice to be independent, be who you are. Yes, you want people to notice that. You want to be able to do things as a woman and have those rights to do it. But then, come on, you have to admit the fact that you do want companionship. It's not like you just want to just be, I'm here, I'm on my own, I can do everything, Okay, you can do everything, but it's nice to have that person to compliment you and to, like you said, get the hugs and get the respect, and they understand what you're doing and help you. Because sometimes the person in your life will come in and be that other support to make you get even moving further in your business. You never know.
Yeah, and also after running, doing your life, running your business, taking care of everyone, it's nice to be with a man and relax. Be the woman. Be the woman, excuse me. I know that when I see my partner on the weekends, it's it's lovely. It's I don't have to lead with thinking about business or spreadsheets. Or, if it's business related, all of the planning and the strategizing for business owners. But to just and whatever your business is that you're doing, you live it, breathe it, and it's your baby. It supports your lifestyle, and then it's nice, to be with someone who you can just be that, let your shoulders go soft and not be the, I'm the business owner here, and it's a big switch, I just enjoy doing that. It's much needed for the endorphins and the just recharge the batteries.
And it's a part of self-care. It's a part of self-care too.
Yeah, it is. If you want it, if you want it, need it, you want to ask yourself what's important to you, and write it down. That's so important, because we think things, we go, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, and it's in here and it's out over there, because there's 10 other things coming in, that we have to get done that day. So write it down, get a journal, and this is you. This is for you. You personally, as the woman that you are. That comes first. You're a woman first before anything. So to take care of that, and the vessel that you're, roaming around this earth plane on, you take care of that body. Yeah, take care of that as well.
Right. And and for me, it has become absolutely a living, breathing thing. That I read it many times in a week. I tweak it. I add this. I take out this. It's like, because we are not just done once and done. Our business is not once and done. No. The businesses that are doing the once and done, oh well, we've already done that. Well, they're the ones that are not going to survive, because they're not being innovative. We have to innovate ourselves too. And sometimes we have to innovate on a daily basis.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know?
I write. It's so important to write in, get a journal, something really special and precious to you, and write three things. Three thoughts every day. See where it takes you. Allow yourself to do that.
Yes.
10 minutes with a cup of coffee.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
journaling.
we cannot get away from ourselves.
No,
Mhm.
you can't. You don't want to, and you'll lose yourself, and you don't want that either. Yeah. Wow.
So important. And I think that's those, like, what do you want? I remember when my girlfriend asked me that, and that question changed my life forever, because what came out of my mouth was, I just want people to be happy.
Uh-huh.
And that's when she looked at me and she said, well, Barb, that's your thing.
Mm.
And now everything that I have done since there, now that I'm stealing Barb's line of purpose, passion, and drive, and she's taking me that we're a senior, but that's the thing, is that you collaborate with other like-minded people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And but it starts with
in
what do you want?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, once you know what that is, you will draw in those that want the same. They're like, oh, what she's got, I want what she's got. Like that scene in the movie when Harry met Sally.
Oh, I love that.
I'm having what she's having. So it's like that. People are going to look at you, Barbara, and say, what's going on over there? I'm going to check out. I want what she's got going on in her life. Definitely. Yeah.
And that's why, don't you think that it's why it's so important to get your message out there? Tell people what you're doing and what you're excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Because how are they going to know if you don't tell them?
Yeah.
And it's not, okay, and ladies, this is for you. It's not bragging. It's not bragging. It's not bragging. It's not bragging. Just tell people what you're excited about doing.
Tell it, Barbara, one more time. It's not bragging.
Because that's how we're brought up, that you don't toot your own horn.
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh,
nice
really?
Down,
And then apology. And what I don't like is people say, and then they start with, well, wait a minute, I'm sorry that I have to. What are you sorry for? What you apologizing for? You be you. You tell who you are. There's no apology with that, or no.
Well, that is exactly. I'm with you. I'm in that lane with you, Barbara, and I have something I have to share. Ooh, it's an invitation. So if you want to check me out, and I hope you do, I hope you're wondering, who is this woman? Go to my website, check me out. It's my name, www.susandrobertis.com. And you will see me on the beach, happy as a clam, talking about prosperity, profit acceleration, having it, so having it going on in your life. I have a free gift on my website. I also have consultations, that are there available for you. Right. So book a chat with me. Have fun. You never know what you're going to find unless you explore and allow yourself to do something that you haven't done yet. Right. So, and I also have a mini course coming up. It's a 4-week course. It starts very soon, and you can reach out to me on my website and book a call and ask me about that. 4 weeks, and it's called Make the Money Now.
Ooh.
Boom. And that's what you're going to do. So this is a proven technique that I have mastered, and it's a small group. This is a mini mastermind, 4 weeks, super affordable. Come talk to me, and get yourself in there, girlfriend, and we're going to have fun. It's going to be on Zoom. It'll be interactive. We'll all be, talking and Q&A. So you get private coaching also, So, and it's going to be a blast. So, website, book a call.
Yeah. And I can attest. I mean, I am so grateful that I worked with Susan, because part of it was that I was so out of whack with balancing my life. Well, because at that moment I felt like I was getting myself together, but but Susan was like, yeah, but Barbara, where's your relationship part? Because you have your personal, you have your relationships, you also have your business. So my business was starting to come together. And she said, Barbara, you've got a big hole there. But and unbeknownst to me was that part is now so much a part of everything else that I'm doing, that I'm being open to it. Because when you open up all your areas of your life, all of your areas of your life are going to get filled. Not right away. Like, I haven't met my man yet, but I know, but I can feel him. I can feel him in my heart. He's there. I just haven't quite met him yet. But until I worked with Susan, I was totally, because I had been divorced and I had been a widow. And seriously, Barbara, and seriously, Susan, you're going to make me talk about what I want in a man? What's that got to do with business?
Yeah, and you know what it has to do with? It has to do with that H word, happiness.
Right.
That I remember when we worked together, you like the man was the vehicle, but it's really and that was the topic of the conversation. But it's really you. You filled your cup so that you can, have a fabulous business, a fabulous life, and the man is the cherry on your cake.
Exactly.
And he's not the cake. He's the cherry on the cake. So so now that you got that in your bones, it's very easy, your light is on now. Right. So a man will see you. You can magnetize and draw him in, because your light is now on, like a taxi, Before it was like it was off.
Yeah. It was like and I remember saying to her, you want me to do what?
Yeah.
No, and I did do it. I'm going to tell myself I did do it, and I just did a few sentences.
Yeah,
just you'll want him to be kind and loving and all that kind of stuff. And then she said, "Okay, so now what color eyes does he have?" And I went, "What?" Well, like, does he have a beard? I went, "Oh, absolutely, he has a beard." And then of course, then I added, "Oh yeah, and a hairy chest." And now I want him to drive to ride a Harley trike. And has Susan made me keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into details. That exercise alone in wanting a man, yes, that was a great exercise, but how I have been able to put that exercise into other things in my business.
Yeah. I was just about to say that helped with other areas. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, because it's not just going to be this one area of your life sucks and everything else is going to be great. No, it overshadows everything. It colors everything. And now, you're ready to, take on the world, Barbara.
Get that man with the hairy chest and the beard and boom, boom, boom.
Yep. Right.
So, and I'm extending the invitation to both of you, Barbaras, to check out this group, which is happening soon. It's this month. So it's going to be closed to take in 6 to 8 women, and that's it. So I'm focusing in on a small group. So all boats are going to rise big time. So come and join me. And that I'm extending that invitation to the both of you as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, our time time does go by quick. Me and Barbara always say this. So Susan, I want you to leave any lasting thoughts for the listeners before we sign off today.
It was such a pleasure and so much fun being with the two dynamic duo Barbaras. And please check out, go check out my website. Do something for yourself. www.susandrobertis.com. Grab a free gift. Grab a free call. Do something you have not done.
Right.
Yeah, do something courageous and brave. Book a call with this woman on this show. You never know what's going to happen until you actually take a step. Take a step.
Yeah. And it starts with the first step.
Start with that first step.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, my other Barbara partner in crime, did you have anything to say before we move on until next Tuesday?
Hey, be a senior. If you're a senior, be a senior. Be successful, energetic, no nonsense, inspiring, outrageous rebel. Wow. Going towards your next big adventure. Ooh, don't let life put you on the sideline.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to share one thing. A friend of mine, one of his things is he says, people, your superpower is that you have the ability to choose. Everyone has this superpower that we have the ability to choose every day, every minute, every second in some cases.
Yes.
Choose to live your life and live it and have it in abundance and overflowing.
Yes. Love it. So thank you, Susan, so much. Everybody, I'm going to leave her information on the bottom to keep going while we go to commercial after this and end the show today. But please reach out to Susan. You hear she is on. I mean, she can help you in all different aspects of business. I like how she says she can be your CEO and help you be that, in that your business. So please reach out to her. She has some wonderful gifts on her website that she can give to you. And also, like she said, she's looking for some women, get together, mini masterclass. I love those because she can get more intimate with you and talking about what your needs are. So thanks again, Susan and Barbara. We will see each other next Tuesday.
Next week.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm hanging on your every word. The love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I'm